Hello, I'm Nathan Judah. I'm here with Wolves reporter. It is Mr. Joe Edwards. Joe, the mowers are going, but we couldn't not film in this superb stadium. A stadium that Wolves have seen and they've conquered it. They've conquered it. They have conquered it. Spurs 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 3. Have you ever seen a game like that? I'm absolutely stunned. I'm still shaking.
Amazing victory. I mean, there's been some big ones under Nuno over these past couple of years.
There's been some memorable ones.
Memorable, but this could be the most significant of the lot.
Right up there.
I think it could top the list, to be honest. I mean, you know, you're looking at making a statement. Never mind being, you know, Europa League contenders. I mean, that's been a fantastic journey, of course, last 16. But you know, they're firmly in the Champions League race now, only 3 points off fourth place Chelsea, and you know they were behind twice today, but they were not to be denied at their free-flowing best in attack. It was a phenomenal attacking display. It
was an amazing game of football. I do agree. I think that maybe sometimes you look back at games, and I do feel that Wolves now need to be in that Champions League reckoning. They're talked now about the top teams. They're now a top 6 team, I feel.
Yeah, and like some of the Spurs fans maybe didn't grasp that, because whenever Spurs were kind of playing it round at the back, there was a lot of grounds as if to say, oh, we should be getting at this Wolves team.
Yeah.
But Wolves are a top team in their own right now.
They're a different class.
They're a different class. They're closing or have closed the gap on the Big Six now. You know, they're 6th in the table as we speak. As we say, only 3 points off Chelsea. And you look at that Wolves team today. Yes, I know Spurs had a few injuries, but Wolves' team is better than Spurs' and they've shown it. They've got the win. Mourinho may say it was totally unfair or whatever, but Wolves have came here. They've got themselves a 3 points. He had a few ropey moments at the back as well. Yeah. Wolves weren't like fantastic throughout these 90 minutes, but they've got the ability and they've got the character, and this is a huge, huge win.
Yeah, it is a massive win. Bergwijn obviously opened the scoring. Jota I thought was really, really good, and you can see over the last month or so, this isn't just today, but the last 2 or 3 weeks, he's really getting back to his best. But to go, you know, and getting back in the game and then losing that goal just before half time, but to come back out for the second half, show the character they've done. And I mean, Jota's goal, great, but after having one of the worst games possible in a Wolves shirt, I think I've seen him, Raul Jimenez, to deliver a moment of absolute, true genius, magic, brilliance in front of the Wolves fans, where we could just see him going to them on his knees. If you are here as a Wolves fan, that moment you remember for the rest of your life. That was an incredible moment of just sheer class.
It's a stuff of dreams, absolute stuff of dreams.
I'm up in the press box, by the way. It was absolutely incredible.
It was unbelievable, and that is a mark of a truly world-class striker. You can be not at the races for 88 minutes. The one minute where you've got your chance, he sticks it away, and sticks it away with a plumb mind. I mean, cuts his defender, puts him on his arse, puts him on his backside, and curls it with his left foot right into the top corner. Gives Gazzaniga absolutely no chance, and that's a mark of a top striker. 22 goals for the season, and let's not forget Jota's playing a build-up as well.
Jota was super. Man of the match for you, Jota?
Yeah, he was superb from start to finish. As where kind of, you know, Traore had his moments, and we mentioned Doherty there was very good too. But Jota from the first minute right until the last, when he got taken off, on another level really, ripped Spurs apart, and that turn to leave Lucas just wondering what the hell had just happened, and then picking out the pass for Jimenez, who does the rest. It was a goal for the ages. It was one of epic proportions.
It was. I thought Traore actually did pretty well after a shaky start.
Yeah.
Had to be taken off though. Dislocated his shoulder again. That's. I mean, we've talked about it at length on the podcast. We've spoken to Wolves physios. He's going to have an operation on at the end of the season. It's not going to keep him. I don't think playing from any playing time between now and the end of the season.
No.
It's just going to be something he's got to deal with. But at the same time, it is a bit of a worry, and probably the only little downside I think on the day.
Yeah, it is a worry. I mean, it's 3 times now, and it's by no means a coincidence. I mean, Tanganga really, he hasn't kind of yanked it as much as Maguire did.
I don't know. You look at it tonight. It's a fair yanking. I'm still
a fair old yank.
I'm still going.
A fair old yank, but I don't know. It's a concern because I mean it's a lad of Adama's size. Obviously, he's not one to barge over or anything like that. But it's happened 3 times now, and as we say, I think something at the end of the season will have to be done. But in the meantime, obviously got taken off the Neto, bit of precaution maybe, but he'll probably play the next game. He's just a warrior, isn't he? He's a Trojan.
Going through to the next round of Europa League, Barcelona on Thursday. You come here to the best stadium in the country, probably the second best stadium in the world.
Behind
Dallas Stadium, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, Jerry Dome. But I mean, it's just incredible. But to come here and to play like they've done, I mean, it's just brilliant to be a Wolves fan. It's just unbelievable.
It's all. I mean, I know it's cliche, but you have to pinch yourself. You really do. I mean, you've just come from Barcelona, and yes, it wasn't the result we wanted, but the experience fantastic. Sunning it up in one of the best cities in Europe.
Drawing Olympiacos in the next round.
It's just going from one thing to another. And you look at the run of fixtures now for Wolves, playing very favourably. And you're looking at the next 4. I mean, Villa included, and you want to be you want to be getting maximum points if you can.
I mean. And they could do, couldn't they?
Yeah, oh God, yeah. Get 12 points from 12, and then you talk about being a Champions League contender. It's not far-fetched to say there could be have a spot sealed, come the end of the season.
Let's knock that 5th out of there. I mean, the level on points with Manchester United who are in 5th, which again, like I say, could be a Champions League spot. 3 points away from Chelsea in 4th. But goodness me, after this run, I think they're going to have to win a lot of games. They're going to, but they can win those games.
Yeah,
they could, like you say, they could be 4th, and why the hell not?
Exactly, and if they don't do it via the Europa League, they can do it in the Premier League, and they've got 2 chances at it, really. I mean, obviously, if they don't end up getting the Champions League place, I don't think there's a necessary need to be massively downhearted. I mean, this season has been incredible anyway.
Probable Europa again, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But win the Europa anyway. They're fairly in the mix now, and I know they'll be taking it game by game as they always do. But the aim is to establish themselves as European contenders year on year. And blimey, I think they're ahead of schedule, to be honest. So they're right in the mix. I mean, you look at Chelsea, they're 4th. You look at Leicester, who are 3rd. Are Wolves a step below them? No, they're just as good, and they've got just as good a chance as anyone.
Do you know what's massive for me? Brighton at home on Saturday. I tell you why.
Yes.
You've gone to Barcelona. You're playing Espanyol.
Yeah.
You come to an incredible stadium like this. You beat Spurs 3-2. It's 0-0 after 40 minutes. It's bang average. That's when you need Molineux. That's when you need the fans.
Yeah.
We can't wait for it to happen. I'm not saying that you do, but sometimes it's a little bit too quiet for me. And I think that all the energy that's exuded on the pitch, we know we can't wait for things to happen. That's when you have got to stand up and be counted and make Molineux rocking, because that's when they need you. And there's going to be periods like that. People are going to come and teams are going to come and they're going to get 10 men behind the ball and they're going to try and frustrate Wolves and try and get them on the counter or nick a goal late. And that is when you've got to make it a fortress and really go for it as a fan.
Yeah, I mean, Brighton, nobody sat back more than them last season. I know they've got a new manager now and they've changed their approach a little bit, but they will sit up, stand up, make themselves hard to beat, get men behind the ball. So what Wolves have got to do is build on this, and if they're anything like they were today, yes, they were a bit ropey at the back at times, at 6s and 7s for the first 20, to be honest. But if they're anything like they were in attack today, they'll put 4 or 5 past Brighton. So hopefully they are, and the steam train that Wolves are at the moment can just keep rolling.
As Limp Bizkit said,
just
checking the Man City Villa score at the moment. Just be careful, people on the train back. Just be careful.
Yes.
Look, it's been a magnificent day, and thoroughly deserved 3 points. I'm going to remember it for a long time, Joe.
Oh, so will I.
We're going to sign off now. I can't do this because it's a new stadium. You've got to respect it. It's Spurs 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 3. For all the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to Express and Star.